Hey guys, welcome back. Another edition of the Detour Live. We're coming at a different time because we've got a transfer. We're heading back to France. It's the last night in Copenhagen, so we're 2 hours earlier for those in particularly in
For
Australia.
the
It's
big
two, not
sign
four.
that you put up, every day, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, we always knew there was going to be some detours, Johnny. At least we're consistent with that. But before we start, obviously condolences for everyone involved with the tragic shooting here in Copenhagen. We were originally going to stay with Nikki Strobel, which was 2.5 hours away, and then last minute we said, no, we'll stay at the hotel at the airport, and we literally drove past that shopping mall right at the time that it happened. And then when we got here, when we unloaded the cars, I could see like police checking people's bags, like when we were unloading the cars, and they had guns and everything. I thought, geez, the security here is next level. Then we went to the airport, there was more people with guns. I'm thinking, what's going on? I don't remember seeing that
Yeah,
when I
it's
left. And
terrible story. So, what's the latest? How many people? How many dead?
I think there's two that I
Yeah,
could see online, and there's a few people injured, and it's just tragic. And I was talking to another mate who spent 30 years coming to Denmark, and he said he's never heard of anything like that happening. And
no.
it was such a amazing experience the first week here at the tour, and the people are just fantastic. And
Yeah,
it's just one of those tragic things that no one ever wants to see it, but
yeah.
particularly the week that they've had here at the tour, it's just
Exactly.
shocking.
I see
So
the Tour de France organisation have sent some condolences through to the people of Copenhagen, uh, you know, because they feel so bad after the wonderful, as you
yeah,
mentioned, the wonderful reception they've had and the wonderful, everyone in Copenhagen, everyone in the neighbouring countries as well came out. So it was just staggering how well it went. And this is it's just a sobering reminder of the world we live in today, Dan. It's pretty sad stuff, actually. But
yeah, and I mean,
anyway,
like they do so much as well with the race, like, and you forget about it. You forget about these sort of things happening, and every time you go to a big intersection, they've got massive trucks parked so that cars can't literally drive into the course and
yeah,
things like that.
yeah,
And then your brain goes, "Oh, okay, I see why they're doing that." But yeah, we were obviously shocked when we read the
yeah,
news, and yeah, thoughts go out to everyone involved.
yeah.
In terms of the bike race, Iffy, it was obviously huge day for Bike Exchange-Jayco with Dylan Groenewegen taking the stage honours, and obviously by the narrowest of margins. But you feel so good for everyone involved with the organisation because they are hard to get to the front stage wins. I
They
mean,
are, and look, you're dead right. And it's almost, it's a beautiful thing that it was Fabio Jakobsen who won the day before, and we all know of that tragic accident in Poland 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, and then Dylan wins today. So those are the two people involved in that. They still don't talk evidently, which is a real shame. But yeah, and both Dutchmen, and this is big for Dylan. I mean, huge. His father's been there working with helping the team out and working with them, and you've got some vision to show shortly the emotions of it all. When he first crossed the line, he celebrated, and I thought he might be celebrating too early. When
yeah,
they went back and showed the thing, there was nothing in it. Like he only won it by that absolute
millimetre.
smallest of margins, a
Yeah.
couple of mil. But he was finishing quicker, and he was confident. And he and evidently he and Wout have a bit of a standing joke about that because of a race a couple of years ago where Dylan went right in the line. It was just as close as that, but Wout was confident. He said, "How can you know? I don't know." So they joke about it. But gee, Wout van Aert, second 3 times. 3 stages, he's
I
got
know.
3 seconds. That must be irking. Even though he's in yellow, it's definitely irking him. But look, I think we show a bit of the finish.
Well,
Show a
I
bit
think I think we'll
of
show the
stuff.
pre-start clips first, and then we'll
Okay,
show the reaction. We'll go in sort of sequential
because then
order.
we can talk about some of the reactions from some of the riders
Yeah.
afterwards. It's interesting. Yeah.
Well, before the start, we had a request from SBS to chat with obviously Ben O'Connor, who was caught up in a crash on stage 2, Aussie GC Hope. And then we caught up obviously with Caleb, and there's a good presentation with Magnus Cort, who won the Ride of the Day award, who's obviously a bit of a character as well. So here's all the interviews before the start of stage 3. Ben O'Connor, all of Australia would like to know how'd you pull up after yesterday's crash, mate?
It was okay, just a nice old bruise, a bit of a corky in the leg, but it's all right. It's could have been worse.
Yeah, mate, you're such a positive guy. You've come into this tour. It does feel from the outside, though, a couple of stressful days at the tour so far.
Yeah, I mean, the first day was a bit sad. There was wet and definitely wasn't my best day. Yesterday, actually, I found was all right. It was just super bad luck. The crash, I mean, I was actually kind of behind it, and just the bikes came in front of me and I couldn't get away in time, and then voila, that was it. So today will be pretty stressful, I think. It's not windy enough to split, I think, full echelons, but as in the magic pictures of echelons, but it will still be super stressful nonetheless.
And looking ahead, does it sort of feel like the way that the course has been planned, get through stage 5, the Arenberg, and then things will sort of feel a bit more normal for a Tour de France?
I think it feels like you have to race every single day, actually, because you have today, which could be echelons, sprint finish, and then you obviously had yesterday, the stage to Calais, 2 little hills at the end with 10Ks to go, can be windy, cobbles, super long stage afterwards with 2 like very hard hills at the end, hilltop finish, La Planche de Belfi, first mountain stage, and then another uphill finish. It's just like you really have no stage to tours where you do nothing and you sit in the back of the bunch and you have a good day. That's not this year's Tour de France.
Well, last thing, mate, on behalf of the Couch Peloton, we want to give you a limited edition badge.
Oh, really?
Now, this brings you good luck and safety, so it's my bad. I should have given it to you a couple of days ago.
That's cute, though.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Australian and a French team, and the
That's
Tour de
it.
France.
It is custom made for Ben O'Connor.
Oh, thank you very much, Couch Peloton. Thank you, man.
Good on you, mate. Take it easy.
See you later.
Caleb Ewan, geez, bit stiff yesterday, mate, because intermediate sprint, fantastic, and then a bit of bad luck in the final there.
Yeah, you know, I think at the start of the stage, I thought, all right, I'll keep myself in contention for the green and then see what happens. But yeah, I think, to be honest, for me to win green, it was always going to be hard, and I really had to score in all these proper bunch sprints because there's going to be days where Van Aert scores lots of points and I score none. So yeah, it was a bit disappointing, but yeah, we'll see. Still some more chances.
Knowing that your top end speed is definitely there, you must have confidence coming into a couple of these flatter stages.
Yeah, you know, I feel really good. You know, it was just unfortunate yesterday. You know, I was on the right wheels in the final, but someone ran into my derailleur, and then yeah, my gears were a bit stuffed up after that, and then yeah, I couldn't sprint in the end. So it was always disappointing when you get to the sprint, but then you can't contest it. So. Yeah.
And how's the vibe in the team? Like when you do your debriefs with the sprints, is it an environment where everyone can be open and honest, and then you rinse it and start again?
Yeah, for sure. You know, that's one thing I ask for. You know, that everyone's honest, and if there's a problem, we can always be direct about it. And then once we step off the bus, then it's all cleared up. But you know, the guys did a really good job yesterday. They got me into the position where I need to be. So I can't really fault them. In the end, to be honest, it was the mechanical that stuffed us up really.
Oh, well, good luck today, mate.
Cheers.
Cheers. George Bennett, stage 2. Was it a stressful day for the GC teams?
It was a very stressful day. Every day's a stressful day, but yesterday was particularly stressful.
Yeah, was that the winds, crashes?
Just the threat of wind. It's the threat of wind that's more stressful. So everyone has to be at the front because there might be wind and there might be crashes. So you have to be in front of the crashes, which means there's more crashes. You know what I mean? Because it's like self-perpetuating cycle where it's just sort of a death spiral where everyone's trying to be in front of the crashes, which causes more crashes, and then inevitably we were in the crashes.
And then today crashed, so that's stressful. Did he
Today?
crash? No, he got held up.
Oh, not today.
No, today, Pogacar.
Oh, yeah, okay. All
Yeah.
right.
No.
Yeah.
So what's the plan today, George?
Like I said, be in front of the crashes and, avoid the other crashes.
Yeah.
But nothing much more elaborate than that, really.
Yeah, and you're looking forward to a rest day tomorrow?
Can't wait.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Wow.
Netflix?
PG show, isn't it? No. Yeah, Netflix and chill.
All right, mate. Enjoy.
Thanks, boys.
Magnus Cort, congratulations, bro. You've won the Couch Peloton Ride of the Day.
Nice.
How does that make you feel, mate?
Oh, great. Yeah, I love the kangaroos.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, how long did you plan what you did yesterday?
I've had it on my mind for a little while, and I asked our DSs when we first came to Køge, the hotel, a few days before, if I was allowed to go out there, and they had a thing about it and said that I could go, and I think now they're really happy that they allowed me.
Now, the attention, Maggie, what a transformation. 2016, we tried to get you a date at the Vuelta. We got donuts. Now you got thousands of people screaming your name, mate.
Yeah, it is. I mean, as a Danish rider, it doesn't get bigger than riding around on Danish soil, obviously, and being in the breakaway and taking the mountain jersey yesterday. That was unbelievable.
How long do you think you can hold the jersey for, Maggie?
Yeah, hopefully a week. But already today it's another challenge. I can lose it today. So game on again.
Good luck, mate. All the best.
Thank you.
Jeez. Game on again for Maggie. He goes out and smashes it. Like that was.
I'm loving your grabs, but the one with George Bennett, that to me, that's a bit of who's on first. Today. You mean today? Oh, you mean today? And then the next question you asked him, what's happening today? So I thought, that was just classic.
But it was a fantastic ride by Magnus Cort. I mean, that was just a pleasure to watch when he was winding the crowd up and getting maximum points, and the Danish fans just mopped it up.
Wow, that was just the entree into what happened last night. He did it on his own.
Yeah.
One of the next three. So, amazing stuff. And the crowd were just loving him. So he's been a top bike rider for a long time, and he's known in Denmark. But his actual notoriety, popularity has just gone through the roof.
It is through the roof. Like, we were watching the coverage live, and it was all Magnus Cort. So I might have to check in with Chris Juhl Jensen and see how he's going with all of that, because there might be a bit of underlying. Yeah. Well,
you can see he's been on the front of the main chasing peloton all the time, but probably going, that bloody Danish bastard out there.
I know. I just want to check in and see that he's doing okay. What we might do, if we'll take a quick drinks break, and then we've got all the reaction post Dylan Groenewegen's win. Some fantastic content done by Sammy and the Green Edge team. So stay tuned.
Look at this bike. You think it's just a bike, right? But it's not. It's a bike 374 people are looking at. This guy, this girl, them, all looking at it. People from here, there, and wherever this is. People that are looking for a bike. Or just a piece of it. Amateurs, semi-amateurs, and pro-amateurs. This guy wants this bike, but with this crank and these bars. This could be the perfect match, but not this one. This girl has a bike to sell, and thousands of people might purchase it. Eyes on Bikes help grow small businesses. His, hers, yours, and the latest data and insights help those businesses keep moving. We are the world's #1 bike marketplace, with over 500,000 products and 900 brands, where buyers and sellers are brought together in a place where a bike is never just a bike. Bike Exchange, where the world buys, sells, learns, and rides.
Great stuff. Thanks again, Bike Exchange. Head over to bikeexchange.com.au for all your bike needs, John.
Yes, bikes, bits of bikes, anywhere in the world. Get to Bike Exchange. They're the world leaders.
We've got a couple of live comments. Jason Cruz from the Maldives. He says, what a win. It was so close and thought he could have celebrated a little early. However, so happy for him, and you could see the emotion. And then we know how much it meant to him. Prasad said, hi, don't think today Pogacar is taking unnecessary risks not having his team working for him. He's always isolated and sitting behind Jumbo Train or UAE team. Do they have any strategy behind this, do you think, Iffy?
Well, I think it changed yesterday because, the stuff, if you watch last night's stage, the UAE team were around here a lot more often. When it looked like coming to some areas where they were at the wind, suddenly there was the UAE team all in line with today. tomorrow and yesterday, today, right on the wheel. So, yeah, I think that because I definitely noticed that in stage 2. He was sitting there unprotected, and then he fell off, and there was no one with him. Luckily, it was just inside the 3K. So, I think that has been well noted by the team.
Jace also says, Wood van Aert deviated. Should there have been a relegation, Johnny?
Well, I was going to talk about all of that. We should talk about it in a minute. I think we should look at the finale and look at some of the interviews, and I'll give you my opinion.
Okay. Well, here's the video from the Green Edge team with the reaction after the finish.
I don't know what happened the last K. We are on a long time boxed in, but Amund passed me full gas. He stayed in my wheel, and I followed him to the last corner, and I was in position, and then I feel my legs, but I gave all what I had into the finish line.
Unbelievable. We were quite in a bad position, just stuck in, blocked in. Then we made a call to go on the right, and Amund really brought him to the corner on a really good posse, and then we were just waiting for the result. Amazing.
Fantastic. That's exactly what it was. Icing on the cake.
What a win. What a win. I'm happy for the team, and also I'm really, really happy for Dylan.
The boys, they had a plan. Unfortunately, it didn't work yesterday, but they stuck to it today, and the persistence, and the rest is history.
It was incredible. It was definitely something that we needed, but even more so Dylan needed.
The guys did not flinch an eyelid and gave 110% commitment today. And Dylan really did finish off an incredible job from his teammates, and so happy for Dylan that he's been able to win and prove to the world that he is one of the fastest sprinters in the world.
Kan je? Top. Klas man. Toppie.
Fantastic reaction there, Iffy.
Yeah, that just shows the emotion. It just shows just what it means to win a stage in the Tour de France. This has been a build-up. They put a lot of eggs in that basket. Well, they didn't flinch an eyelid. I love Whitey. He loves to change our little sayings. Either it was flinch a muscle or blink an eyelid. But anyway, look, sensational and a beautiful story. I got to tell you, I reckon less than 5 minutes after the finish, Jerry was on the phone. He rang me, and he was absolutely cock-a-hoop. He was so excited. You can just see just how much this team means to him, and how much all of the guys in it. They're like a family to him. And then I had another phone call from him 8:30 this morning. So he obviously just finished the celebration, and he was even more animated.
It's funny how that works. But yeah, I mean, the thing with the Green Edge team is, the 2013 was a fantastic Tour de France. They had the yellow jersey to won the team time trial, one with Gero. And then there was all this bad luck that happened in the race. There was crashes, and they just couldn't win a stage. And then they had, was it 2018 or when they won all those other stages at the Tour? I think they won 3 in that year. And then there's been another pause for whatever reasons where you get close, you don't win a stage. And as we said, Tour de France stage wins are really, really difficult to win. And there's only 21 stages up for grabs, and every team's got the same objective. So I think as soon as they made the signing with Dylan, it was like, okay, they have a genuine, pure sprinter that can match it with the world's best. And you can feel, talking to the group, I think we mentioned to Whitey the other day, that when you've got someone like Dylan who is confident and has the ability, and on his day can match it, it feeds throughout the whole group. And as we always say as well, if you win a stage early in the Tour de France, perfect. Because then the monkey's off the back, team's up and about. And like you saw with Cab last year, once it rains, it pours. Yeah. So this could be the start.
I saw a very interesting little grab with, I think it was from the GCN crew, just having a bit of a wrap up. And Robin McEwen was talking about how he's been involved in Dylan's preparation, especially on the mental side of coming back to the top end in the biggest races. Because as he said, we know how quick he is, but he was doubting himself. He was so worried about even the slightest deviation that he was making it hard for himself. He had to get back to that correct mentality, and it was a sensational finale. Now's the time, I guess, we can talk about the other, because you saw as they crossed the line, Sagan was pointing the finger. At first, everyone thought he was pointing at Dylan. But it was at Wout Van Aert, because he sort of deviated slightly over to the right, as one of our regular listeners or watchers just pointed out. It's a very gradual move. What saved Wout Van Aert from being penalised and rubbed out is it was very gradual. There was no sudden movement. Caleb was actually complaining about Wout and Sagan, but I can't see what he could cook on Sagan, except that he was following Sagan over. Sagan was just trying to get through that gap, and I love the way he just fended Wout Van Aert off twice in that last 20 metres, just so he didn't hit the barricades. He kept trying to keep that gap, which he did, but he couldn't get through. But no, I wouldn't have. If I'd been the referee on that, I maybe would have said, you moved over a bit. I maybe pulled him, had a quick word to him, but I wouldn't have disqualified him for that.
And then, is that Jerry? Put him on live.
It's Sammy Edmund.
I want to scoop.
Our journo, mate. Yeah, we should talk to him.
Original Detour podcast.
Yes, he did a podcast with you. Yeah,
he did it with you at the tour.
He did. No, he travelled with you one time, and he did the original Detour podcast with me. Yeah, the three domestiques, and he's probably listening to this now. Sammy, g'day, Sammy. We're live doing the podcast, mate. Wish you were here.
You got him on.
No, we'll talk to you after. See you, bud.
We've got a live comment from Dave. He says, you're absolutely killing it with the grabs, DJ. Much better than the usual cookie cutter responses from the riders. They've been great. We're just having fun. Philip says, great show as always. Seeing the crowds in Denmark makes me excited for the Wollongong in September. Well, it's true. It's going to be absolutely crazy.
It will be. It will be crazy, and the crowds have just been sensational. I felt for Caleb. He made a good sprint, but this is going to be his challenge because of the way he now does it. He doesn't. He gets his team to deliver him to the wheels that he wants to be at in the last kilometre, but which always means you're having to come through, following them through. But it wasn't just him. Fabio couldn't get through either.
But that's sprinting as well. Like it's always going to be.
Caleb's got the speed. If he could have got out, it would have been really close. He was right there with Dylan. He would have been. It would have been close.
It must be hard because obviously I've never been a bike rider, but when you're in the washing machine, for that final sprint, you've got to make a call. Ideally, sprinting up the middle as opposed to as soon as you go to the far right or the far left, and it's just you and the barricades. Is that always just sort of the last option in the kit bag that you want to take, or is it all depending on wind, depending on the situation?
Exactly. It's so much of a situation. I mean, you get delivered to the right spot. He was in the right spot at the right time. Maybe he needed to go right instead of left it won't, that one, but he's on the right wheels. He was right in the right spot. Dylan hadn't even gone yet. He had to fend his way through as well. He didn't look like he was going to get there. I mean, that was a very, very good last 20 meters from Dylan Groenewegen. Yeah, and his throw was brilliant. And it's going to be fantastic to watch these guys. Interesting stage coming up. We'll dissect that stage more in tomorrow's show, but there's a lot of small climbs, but most of those sprinters can get over those small climbs, but it'd be very aggressive. I just can't see it being a bunch finish. I think it'll be, more a Van Aert or a Van der Poel type day and a Michael Matthews type day. So yeah, it'll be a great stage. All the same.
I was just thinking then what would have been funny is because they had to do the chartered flight after the stage 3. It would have been funny if Whitey was sitting next to, say, the Trek sports director after what happened at the Dauphiné, or if they were at the same hotel as the Trek team.
Interesting. Yeah. So I was still a little disappointed with yesterday's stage. As in, no, they just Maggie jumps up the road, and then everyone goes, "Okay, just let it go." 5 minutes. No, this is not how the Grand Tours have been raced over the last few years. It's been, 50k an hour for the hour while everyone tries to get up the road.
It's
almost like
scrap your way to get in that breakaway, and then it's even more so to have it stick.
Yeah. I think you'll find it'll be a little bit different tomorrow.
Well, as we said to Ben, I think it definitely has felt more nervous the start of the tour, and I don't know if that is a build up because, as Ben said, every day there's no easy days at the tour. But that Arenberg stage, I mean, that's one that would be playing on the back of the riders' minds, particularly GC guys that. You're not going to win.
Yeah,
the tour,
look, I think
but
day 2 they're worrying about the bridge and the wind, and so they're all looking for okay, I'll let that small break go. But yesterday, I was even more disappointed that no one jumped the road. Great for to see Maggie out there making it so special, but he needed people to get out there and join him.
Chris Jensen should have gone. I know they need him for the sprint, but a couple of days.
Yes, but no, he had his job to do, and he's doing them well. I mean, I was impressed with the Norwegian, with the other Janssen, which is the correct way to say it is Amund Grøndal Janssen. Yeah. But he was very good in that finale. Yeah.
All right. Well, the next episode, we're not going to have really any fresh content because we've got a transfer day today and it's rest day for the riders and they've got the team bubbles. So what we might try and do is a bit of a live show from the start. So I'll put the headphones in. I should have a Wi-Fi dongle. And if we've got really good Wi-Fi, we're going to go live from the start. So you can tune in, you can comment, we can talk to riders and so forth at the bus. We'll do something that we haven't really done before.
Talk to White. He said it'd be great if we could get Dylan.
Yep. And we'll have a play with it. So
you present your kangaroo. Who are you presenting your kangaroo to?
It looks like Dylan's won the poll.
I reckon you give it to Dylan because you can't give it to Maggie. He's already got one the day before. So
that's right. I'll talk to Maggie anyway. I'll wind him up again.
Yeah.
So we should have some fun. All right. We'll stay tuned for that, guys. Remember, tell your mates, youtube.com/Detour Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. We'll be back again soon for another episode of the Detour. See you, Iffy.
So, what time? You don't know what time because you'll be there. It's got a surprise time.
I've learned from today's show, mate. So, Linda says Dylan deserves a kangaroo, Ugg boots, and a Hills hoist. And Eddie Matthews, love the emotions after Dylan Groenewegen's win. Great show as usual. Good on you, Eddie.
Yeah, and Jason Cruz, who always contact us from the Maldives. Apologies, Jason. I'll send you an email soon. I'm trying to organise a training bike for him. So I thought I had one, but it didn't eventuate. So I'm working on it. So I haven't forgotten you, mate.
Oh, right. I love how you admin live on the show. All right. See you guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back again soon. Stay tuned to our socials. Cheers.
This is the winning ride on the Tour de France.